I've talked recently to friends, and I think in some of these recordings as well, about this journey from survival mode into safety, wholeness, sovereignty, freedom, all of those things, all of those things. And as I am personally walking on a journey across that rickety bridge that is hundreds of feet over, I think this is sometimes what it can feel like when you are really feeling like you are battling for your life, when you're when you're functioning from survival and working toward exiting survival mode to reach the other side, where the depth of I can finally stand on solid ground here. And there's been a reclamation in the foundation of my relationship to myself. I'm at the other side of the bridge and I'm worth it. So I will keep going. I will keep going. And I feel I have done that, and I've reached the other side of that bridge, and I'm standing on some more solid ground than I think I ever have before. And feeling very much divinely supported in all of this incredible unraveling, unfolding, and arriving. And while I'm on the other side, there are still moments, of course, where some residual energy, some residual emotional things that were not we were not experiencing solid ground when we were in the battle, when we were in survival mode. We were not experiencing emotional safety, right? So now's the time where we're absolutely in this more healed space, in this firmer ground, in this deeply anchored and rooted place. This means we have arrived at the safety we need in order for some of that residue to bubble up and to be released. And as that bubbles up for me, I can notice my mind wanting to label it or associate it in a similar way that it would have if I were still in survival mode, like a little internal red flag triage. Here's this feeling coming up, and yet there's this safety that creates a sacred pause and an awareness, a presence. So I'm not experiencing the dissociation that I did when I was actively in survival mode, and or the double down of the survival skill that served me and protected me and carried me across that bridge. So all grace and honor, and just like love, no regrets, love to the survival skills that served their purpose, I feel so much tenderness and genuine love when I look at that. And this is a sign of healing too, because in the past, I wouldn't have looked at it quite in that way. There would have been certainly more smallness or shame around having never been in that place to begin with. And this is the way in which many people who experience trauma internalize and take ownership for the transgressions that they experienced. Yes. And now I'm not in that place, and I can feel that and I can see that. And when that bubbles up, and this would be a place before where survival skill and nervous system activation is like pedal to the metal and jumps right in the driver's seat. Now I can see that part of me kind of showing up and checking in with me and saying like, hey, you need me? And I'm like, I really appreciate that you're here. And I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we are just processing old residue, and we're doing that on a solid ground. And so I don't need to view the emotion as something to be dismantled, negotiated, analyzed, solved, so that part can settle down a little bit and I can just let the wave carry out its inhale and exhale, because this is emotional processing, right? A lot of times people are experiencing survival skills of control where when they feel that, they either dissociate or almost disembody the emotion, grab it, throw it up, ruminate, analyze, strategize, problem solve. That's not emotional processing. This is dipping into a survival skills strategy of intellectualizing and overanalyzing, and it gets us to a place of some analysis paralysis. So I'm noticing that I've definitely had that skill in the past and used that often. And as I have those little bubbles of residue come up now that I am in this place of peace and have the safety and the surrender to allow that old energy to rise and release, I am just noticing that really sacred dance that's happening with all these parts of myself that can stand together, and experience a fluidity that wasn't there before, which I already know this is not where it ends. It'll continue to unfold and evolve in ways that become just more beautiful surprises on the horizon for me.